Good afternoon and welcome to Around the Grounds here at Finalwhistle.ie. Slightly different today. We have one game for you in the AIL Rugby. What a game we have in store. The Division 1A final between Clontarf and Terenure at the Aviva Stadium. The full-time whistle has just gone. We have a champion being crowned in the background, but reporting pitch side from the Aviva Stadium is Luke Delaney.
Diarmuid, what a fantastic game we just had here in the Aviva. Clontarf, Division 1A champion after a thrilling affair, and in fairness to Terenure, they did come close. They left it late, but it wasn't enough in the end. And in fairness, it was Terenure who did start the stronger than two sides, and Peter Sylvester went over for the first try of the game just after the quarter of an hour mark, and that gave Terenure a slender lead about midway through the first half. But from here, Clontarf fought back, a couple of penalties in a row, and I think that penalty count against Terenure did really hurt them. Clontarf went into the break leading, and then they increased their lead just after the break through Dylan Donlan with his 19th try of the season from hooker as well. So that gave them a 29-16 lead. And from here, it looked difficult for Terenure, and I think a lot of the neutrals here wouldn't have expected them to maybe get back in it, but they did through Alan Benny. It was a great drive, but I think the real turning point for Terenure and how they approached the game was that bench they handled fantastic. I think Connell Boomer came off the bench on back row, and he really made it a great game, and he brought the game to Clontarf. It was a real tale of two different play styles. Terenure wanted to play that quick, fast-flowing rugby, but Clontarf, they were fantastic at slowing the ball down, and Angus Lloyd at scrum half was brilliant at bringing the tempo down and playing to Clontarf's strength. And in the end, it worked for Clontarf, a narrow win, but they got the job done, and it's our first championship since 2016.
Perfect, Luke. I don't know if Luke is able to hear me from pitch side at the Aviva. Are you able to hear me, Luke?
I can hear you just about.
Just about. The noise in the Aviva seems between the speakers and I think the supporters. I suppose going into the game, Clontarf looked like the overwhelming favourites based on their results in the league. It was a tight game. Do you think that they're deserved champions after today?
I think so. I think it would have been very harsh on Clontarf if they didn't win. Again, they're undefeated since November. That's bizarre, no matter what league they're in, no matter what division they're in. They lost to Lansdowne in November. But from here, they just continued that winning streak. And the one thing I think about Clontarf is it's the strength and depth. I was off somewhere during the week that they used, I think, 45 different players. It's crazy to be able to bring in players here and there and be able to test. And you don't really miss them key players when they're gone like that as well then. You do feel for Terenure, the first final they've been in, and you have to remember they lost 3 of their first 4 games of the season. If someone had said to you at the start of the season, Terenure would be in the final in the Aviva, you probably would have laughed at them. And I think that's all down to Sean Skeen, the belief that he brought in to that Terenure side, and not even just around the club. You can look over there, the whole school for Terenure is over there supporting their teacher out for a big day like this, and I think it was a fantastic match and a great spectacle for the two fans, and then the chance to play here at the Aviva. But Terenure, they'll be back, and it's a good young side. They'll be back and they'll be able to test over the next couple of years. And one thing Sean Skeen said to me on the podcast, he said when he got the job, he wanted to break that mould. He wanted to contest with the likes of Clontarf, Portcon, Lansdowne, and he's done that. And he's got the better of 2 of the 3 sides this season. And Clontarf was just that step too far, but they'll be back. And I believe that the next couple of years, there could be an AIL going to Terenure.
Yeah, you mentioned that about Terenure. I suppose, it doesn't get bigger for a team when your first final is at the Aviva. So many people are there to will you on. You only go down by 6 points as well to a team who are, as you said, unbeaten since November. And watching the latter stages of the game, it could have swung their way. A converted try would have seen them as champions. So I don't think they will be too heartbroken. And as you said, I guarantee they will be coming back next year. And, experience and numbers. If they have a young team, getting that experience today is definitely beneficial. Would you agree with that?
It's 100%, and that experience for them players, they'll say, I played in the Aviva in front of almost 6,000 people in what really is the biggest club rugby game that you can't play in the country, and it'll do them the world of good. And I think even for Sean, the coach, he's still a very young coach, but this will do him the world of good, and it will really help him know where they went wrong, where they can improve. And I think it was the experience of Clontarf that came out in the end, and the knowing that we've done this before, we can do it now as well. And I think that really came through on the day.
Perfect. And of course, you can catch up with Luke again this coming Wednesday at 8 o'clock when he'll be live with the Rugby Show podcast, dissecting all of the AIL action from this weekend. Thank you, Luke, for that report
Cheers,
pitch side at the Aviva for the Division 1A final between Clontarf and Terenure. We'll just take a look, of course, at the results from the other games this week. Of course, we had a lot of the games yesterday and just the one final down for discussion today. Clontarf, of course, winning 1A 29-23. Shannon are the Division 1B champions, winning 30 points to 15 over Naas. Queen's University suffered a defeat in their 2A final to Buccaneers 18-17. Blackrock are the Division 2B champions with a 25-23 win in that one over Greystones. And Enniscorthy are 2C champions with a 27-14 win over Skerries. In the relegation playoffs, Ballynahinch won 52-34 on aggregate to keep their status alive in Division 1A. In Division 1B, Banbridge won 49-17 over Navan. In Division 2A, Nina Ormond got another big win to keep their status alive, winning 43 points to 30 on aggregate. While Ballina, they did beat Galwegians in Division 2B, but Galwegians managing to stay alive thanks to a 3-point swing on the aggregate there, 37-34. And City of Derry did win as well against Clonmel yesterday in Division 2C, but unfortunately couldn't get enough scores there. 41-34 finished on aggregate, with Clonmel staying in Division 2C. And of course, Luke's report will be available up on the Finalwhistle.ie website, as will all of the action from yesterday, of course, across the AIL divisions. We'll be back again tomorrow night with a League of Ireland show for Around the Grounds, coming to you with four First Division games. Of course, we'll take a look at the fixtures that we have for tomorrow evening, if we have them available for us. But I don't think they have those to hand anyway, but we'll be back around 8:45 tomorrow evening. Hopefully we might be a little bit earlier depending on the way the fixtures work on the bank holiday Monday. But hopefully you've enjoyed this very short and brief show this evening. I hope you've had a lovely weekend. We'll be talking to you again. But until next time, goodbye.